bucking deep in Tennessee with my brothers from the 3. We quick to click and break the peace. No respect for what they.
Attention fellow gamers, the following video is jam-packed with top-tier content. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you never miss an upload.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Modern Warfare 3. As you all know, the beta has concluded and we are now less than 20 days away from the full launch of the game, and feedback so far has been really mixed for Modern Warfare 3. On one hand, it seems like fans are really enjoying the return to the faster paced gameplay and basically just all the things that NBD screwed up, Sledgehammer are fixing. That's kind of like the whole selling point of the game. But on the other hand, I'm seeing tons of feedback calling Modern Warfare 3 a $70 DLC, basically just an add-on, an expansion to Modern Warfare 2 that in no way, shape, or form will be worth paying full price. That is going to be the critique I want to focus on in this video here today. Will Modern Warfare 3 be worth the full price come launch, based on what we know from the beta, based on official marketing, from leaks and from rumors, and basically from everything that we've learned about the game up until this point? And let's just kick things off here by talking about the launch day content for Modern Warfare 3. We're playing on high rise here, as you guys can see, and we do know that all 16 original Modern Warfare 2 maps will launch with Modern Warfare 3. On top of that, there are going to be 3 ground war maps as well as a war map, because this game will bring back the classic war mode from Call of Duty World War II. Now, I will say, I think that it is fair to look upon 16 map remakes in a negative light. For a lot of players, when they buy a new game, they want new content, right? As someone like me who's been playing COD for a long time, I remember these maps vividly. I am happy to see them return. It's nice to see them in full, beautiful quality, and it looks fantastic, right? The maps are beautiful, but I will say, after having played the beta, the nostalgia glasses did wear off after a little bit, and I think some of you may be in that same boat. Initially, it was awesome playing on high rise again. It was great to see Skid Row, or even Estate, for crying out loud. Like, Estate was never that good of a map, but it's beautiful in Modern Warfare 3, and you run through the cabin once again, or you're running down the hill with all the fall leaves everywhere. It's beautiful, and it's nice to see those maps return, but it did wear off on me after a little bit of playing the beta. Maybe that will be different come the full launch of the game, where we have 16 maps as compared to 4 or 5. We're playing the same 4 or 5 maps over and over and over, but I will say the nostalgia wore off pretty quickly, because it's not as if we've never played a map remake before. Hell, that's basically the backbone of the COD series anymore. It's just remaking all the old stuff, right? So I do think it is fair to say that a game like this, where if you're just playing the normal multiplayer, it's going to launch with nothing new in terms of multiplayer maps, unless you did not play Modern Warfare 2 back in 2009, 2010, right? I think that is a very valid criticism. I am a little bit concerned that over time I'm going to get bored of playing on those maps, because I've seen them before. You know what I mean? I've seen them, I've played them, I know them inside now. I love those maps, but until we get our hands on the full launch of the game with the full arsenal of weapons and perks and attachments and things like that, we don't really know exactly how well the maps are going to play in the grand scheme of things. But I will say, that's definitely a fair criticism. I think a lot of people wanted maybe some original content in their game, but my counterpoint to that as well is original does not necessarily mean good. You know, how many new maps, how many original maps have we seen in games like Modern Warfare 2019, Black Ops Cold War, Vanguard, or even the most recent Modern Warfare 2 that were just complete ass? I mean, Black Gold, for crying out loud, freaking Border Crossing, for crying out loud. Like, new does not always mean good, but at the same time, if these are maps that you've played on a ton, like I have like 50 or 60 days back in the OG Modern Warfare 2, I know these maps pretty damn well. I think after a while, it is fair to say that we will get bored of playing on these same maps over and over, but Sledgehammer Games has said that post-launch, there will be over 12 original maps being added via the DLC seasons, as well as some more fan favorites returning, which could be from any game. They could bring back freaking London Docks from COD World War II, or even more likely, they could bring back some stuff from Advanced Warfare. I did a video on this, but it was right during the smack dab part of the beta where everyone was focused on the new game. Well, there's a big DLC leak where apparently, and it's been basically confirmed via calling cards and emblems, we're going to be getting an Advanced Warfare season for Modern Warfare 3. I think they said it was season 3 for the game, I believe, and guns like the EM1 are going to be returning, the Ball 27, the ASM1, as well as the Moores sniper rifle. So when it comes to post-launch content, they will be adding in some stuff from their other games. We might have a World War II season, we might have an Advanced Warfare season, we might have a freaking, I don't know, Black Ops season for one reason or another. That is definitely in the cards for for Modern Warfare 3. Right now, all we know pretty much officially is the Advanced Warfare season will be coming, bringing in Advanced Warfare weapons. It's not going to be bringing back exosuits or anything like that, but maybe some Advanced Warfare maps might be returning as well. I guess we're going to have to see. And again, take everything with a grain of salt. We're talking about leaks and rumors here, but people via the beta were able to access the calling cards as well as the emblems in the game, and there were calling cards and weapon mastery calling cards for weapons like the EM1 and the Morse sniper rifle, so they eventually will be part of the game. So moving along from maps here, when it comes to the maps, that's one thing. They've also said that the game will launch with over 30 weapons, which is not a ton, right? On average, we're looking for 40 to 50 weapons in a brand new Call of Duty title. We don't know the official weapon count as of right now. We have seen some leaked weapon lists and things like that, but those may be counting DLC for all we know. All they said officially via their blog post is that there's going to be more than 30 original weapons added to Modern Warfare 3, which we saw a number of them, of course, during the beta. We have things like the Rival 9, we have the Striker, the MCW, the list goes on, right? Those guns were not part of like Modern Warfare 2, for example. They were exclusive to Modern Warfare 3. When it comes to the weapon count like that, I do think that if they give us a very low number of weapons to launch with the game, that is going to be an issue for a lot of people. For sure, I mean, you already look at the fact we're getting 16 map remakes instead of anything original, and then if we launch with the lowest number of original weapons in the game that we've had in forever, pretty much, that would be terrible. Obviously, we have carry forward, and that's going to change things. There's about 70 weapons in Modern Warfare 2 right now, and all of them and their attachments are going to jump right into Modern Warfare 3. They will be there for you to use. And I think that's the issue for some people, though for me personally, I think they're looking at it in the wrong way. Again, if the game launches with like 20 or 30 weapons and we're kind of reliant on using the same guns we've used for the past year, that would be an issue. But if Modern Warfare 3 drops with a relatively similar number of weapons that most other games launch with, say 40 to 50 total weapons, then that would be fantastic. I think when people look at carry forward, they're looking at it in the negative way because they're like, oh, we're just going to use the same guns we've used all year. Well, no, it depends on how many weapons Modern Warfare 3 will launch with. If Modern Warfare 3 has an adequate amount of guns and we get to keep all the stuff that we had from the year before, that is not a problem. That is a positive in my eyes. The things that we did throughout the entirety of the Modern Warfare 2 life cycle actually matter as we go into Modern Warfare 3. Like, how is that a negative? You get to keep your guns, you get to keep your camos, your attachments, your unlocks, your cosmetics, your operators, your bundles, your virginity. You get to keep all of it, basically, as you jump from game to game. And I think that's actually fantastic. I don't see why people would view that as a negative, but the people that are kind of like really down on Modern Warfare 3 right now, they're just looking at it like, oh, so they're just going to remake the Modern Warfare 2 map and we're just going to use the same guns that we used this whole past year. What's even the point? Well, I mean, that could happen. You know for a fact there's going to be some nerds right there running around with their CDL skins on day one, rocking the TAC 56 the same way they have every single day for the past year, even though it's a brand new game. You guys know that's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen, but we're going to have new guns. There's going to be, I mean, they're new maps, but they're remakes, you know what I mean? There's going to be new guns, new attachments. There's going to be a whole new revamped create class system, as well as on top of that, you have the 16 OG Modern Warfare 2 maps, and then as the DLC seasons go on, even more weapons are going to be added, even more maps are going to be added, including original maps as well as additional ground war maps and war maps. I don't see how, when you look at it that way, you can say it's just a $70 DLC, because if you just base the amount of content that Modern Warfare 3 is going to have, and then you simply compare it to what we've had in previous titles, that is going to be your answer right there. And I will be there on day one comparing all this stuff. I've done comparisons in the past where a game like Black Ops 4, for example, which had a lot of the same criticisms levied against it back when, I mean, that game didn't launch with that many original maps. It launched with a very low number of weapons. It did not have really that many different attachments and really that much variety. And they also reused a bunch of the specialists from Black Ops 3 going into Black Ops 4. People thought that was a problem. Then it turned out, for me anyway, Black Ops 4 was a fantastic game. If you look at Modern Warfare 3 like this, if it has an adequate amount of original weapons, if it has the 16 map remakes plus the war maps and plus all that nonsense, on top of that it has the campaign, and if the zombies mode is any good, and even going back to multiplayer, if there's a wide variety of different combat vests and gloves and, you know, boots and the whole perk system and all that, if it has all of that content and the amount of content is comparable to what we had in a game like Modern Warfare 2 or a game like going back to Vanguard, Black Ops Cold War, Modern Warfare 2019, if the numbers are comparable, then it's a new game. It's not a DLC at that point. It's just a new game, but on top of the new game, you get all the shit from the previous game that you worked for, or you purchased, or you unlocked and you earned by playing, and I don't see how that can possibly be a negative. We've been asking for years, or at least I have, for the stuff that we do in one game to matter in the next game, whether it's carrying over camos or carrying over prestige icons or something. Like, make us feel like what we're doing right now is not just a complete waste of time once the next COD game comes out. Everything's connected via the Activision accounts anyway. Why don't we have more continuity in between games? And now that we finally get that, it seems like people are upset, like, oh, we're just going to use the same guns again. Well, you don't have to. There's a whole bunch of Modern Warfare 3 guns that are there as well. Whole new progression system, all new attachments for you to get, all new camos for you to unlock, all that stuff. And if you want to, you can also use some of the old stuff that you already earned. Like, how's that a problem? And also, I know this for a fact. There are so many of you out there, and I get comments all the time saying that you quit the game early on. I know a lot of you guys quit Modern Warfare 2 before Season 1, or maybe you quit during Season 2 or whatever. You probably haven't played the game in a long time, right? Well, all that Modern Warfare 2 content carrying over is just even more content for people that didn't already experience it in some ways, which I think is actually a good thing. For me, I have every single gun max level. I have all the base camos unlocked. I have pretty much every gun up to Orion. Certain guns I don't even care to even do it on because I'm just so over doing long shots, and hopefully Sledgehammer has a better system than long shots for their camo progression, because holy shit, I'm tired of long shots. But for me, you know, I have all that stuff done. I've done it all. But so many other people out there, you know, they never used the new Geist assault rifle that just came out this last season. You know, they never used, I'm just making them up, the Ram assault rifle or the ISO 45 or all these other DLC guns that have come out throughout the entirety of the Modern Warfare 2 seasons, as well as even just the guns that were in the base game at launch. Like, a lot of that content, fans never engaged with it, and all that stuff will also be there in Modern Warfare 3 for you to level up if you so choose. And again, I think that's a positive thing. So ultimately, will this game actually be worth the price? We're gonna have to wait for the full launch. That's ultimately what it comes down to. Like, when I see people coming into my Twitch chats and stuff like that, they're like, hey, should I pre-order the game? You know, I'm really excited about the game, but I'm also worried it's not going to be that good or not have that much content. Like, what do you think? Should I pre-order the game or whatnot? My idea is, like, if you haven't pre-ordered already, or if you're like still very much on the fence about Modern Warfare 3, then just wait. Like, straight up, just wait for the game to come out, and then wait for people like myself and anyone else on the internet to start posting the videos, to start posting those reviews, actually show the amount of content in the game, and talk about how the game is actually feeling when it comes to balancing, how the game is feeling when it comes to netcode, how the game is feeling in general, right? Just wait for those reviews. If you're someone who is going to play COD regardless, then you probably already pre-ordered, and you're going to probably play the game and probably enjoy it for what it is and get your money out of it. But if you're somebody who's on the fence and you haven't really been playing COD a lot over the past couple of years, maybe if you're someone that quit Call of Duty years ago, but you're excited about the OG Modern Warfare 2 maps and you want to go back to that. I had somebody in my Twitch chat the one day saying that him and his friends all basically quit COD, but then when they saw that all the maps were coming back, they all decided together collectively they were going to come back and play on those maps again. Stories like that are cool, you know. So if you're someone who's just, you're interested in the maps and you want to see what that's going to be like, or maybe you're interested in the whole carry forward system, or maybe you just want to see a faster paced COD game with 150 health and all the fixes that have been implemented by Sledgehammer, and see how that all works out, then just wait for the reviews. Straight up wait for the reviews. But I will say, after my time playing with the beta, having things like the working minimap, having things like suppressors actually mattering, having things like dead silence returning, map voting, the 150 health, the generally faster movement and faster gameplay, the game felt like a straight up improvement to me. It really did. But at the same time, going full circle here, I completely acknowledge and I empathize with the criticism that the game is going to feel like an update or a DLC, because honestly, the selling point of the game right now is we fixed all the shit that Infinity Ward broke. And also, here's a bunch of old map remakes that you probably loved when you were in your formative years growing up. That's kind of the whole selling point of the game. And again, it's going to come down to the sheer number and the volume of content. We're going to have to see how many weapons are there. We're going to have to see how many different kinds of perks, how many different combinations, how many different attachments are going to be there. What is progression going to be like? Prestige mode, for crying out loud. They haven't even announced that, which it's got to be bad news, right? Like, to wrap things up here, it's got to be bad news if they still have not spoken at all about prestige mode in Modern Warfare 3, because if they brought back the classic prestige system, that would be a huge selling point, I'm sure, for so many people, but they haven't mentioned it yet, so we'll have to see. But ultimately, again, it's going to come down to the sheer volume of content that the game has and whether or not that number is going to be adequate for players. And we're going to have to wait and see how that's going to play out. And as always, I will be here with you guys every step of the way as we get closer to launch, as more things come out, and as we learn more about the game in general. But for right now, that's it for this video here today. Just wanted to talk about some of the criticisms that people are putting out there, because I guess at the end of the day, as human beings, we always look towards the negatives of things as compared to talking about the positives. For some reason, people want to hear more about the negatives, and I think there's definitely a lot of negatives to Modern Warfare 3, and right now it's just such a big damn question mark. We'll have to wait and see how things are going to play out, and as always, I'll be here with you guys every step of the way. Thank you so much for listening. Leave your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.
Bitch, get off of me, I'm fucking